Hi, welcome to Quarter Life Problems with Mel, a podcast where I talk about everything that's going on in my life in my 20s. And yeah, a place where I just get to ramble on about things that I think about because I am an overthinker. Hi, so welcome to this episode of this podcast. And yeah, how has your day been? How has your week been? I hope you're doing okay. Because yeah, I've been doing a little bit of thinking, so let's get into it today. No, but yeah, today's podcast episode, I kind of just want to talk about the nostalgia that I have during the holidays. So, as you have probably seen the title of this podcast episode, it's just talking about kind of reconnecting with the holidays. And yeah, how everything is just not the same anymore. It's a little different, learning to accept that family dynamics are changing, people are changing, we've outgrown family members, and it's not going to be the same as it was when I was a child. So, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. So, I know the holidays are coming up, and usually around the holidays, I'm always feeling very nostalgic and just kind of sad that things are not the same. I'm not like sad, like crying, but it does like I do think about these things sometimes and I think this happens to me every year. And I think this happens to every person as well. Like not just people my age, it probably happens to people who have kids and maybe grandparents who have nietos and things like that. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of what I just really want to talk about today. But before I dive into that, let's have a personal check-in, kind of where I've been and what I've been up to. And yeah, so since the last episode, which was last week, I came back from San Francisco and I mean, I haven't done much. So I haven't done much after that since then. My friend Natalie, she has been going to the gym with me. So we've been going to the gym together to keep us motivated, to keep each other motivated. So we've been working on that. We've been working out. We've been feeling good, I hope. Um, but yeah, it's fun to have a friend go with me now. I mean, whether I had a friend or not, I would still go. But, like it's fun to have a friend as well because then you get to cheese me out and you get to talk and have a little fun. And so that's been fun. And then I feel like my days just feel, I don't know, I just feel happier. The cringe. I'm just kidding, no. But yeah, like I mean, I mean, my best friend is going with me, so I get to talk to someone and my day starts off pretty good. I get a little laugh out of it. So that's fun. And other than that, I haven't been doing much. I've been working for one of my mom's boss as an assistant for one of her businesses. So I've just been doing that as a part-time while I get my life together. But that's also been pretty chill, pretty relaxed. And yeah, mentally, I guess what I've been feeling okay overall from like the past couple of things that I've talked about, but I've been feeling okay. I get to hang out with my mom a lot now more every time she comes out. Every time she comes back from work, we either like hang out and talk and debrief, or we go do things like go to the grocery store. I also got new running shoes. She listened to my podcast, so I went to go get new running shoes. So hopefully I start running this weekend or something. I need to go on a run or something to like, you know, estrenarlos. And I think my dad just arrived. So if you guys hear some shuffling noise in the back, it's my dad. But yeah, so I got new running shoes. Hopefully, those come in handy soon. And yeah, other than that, there's not much. But mentally, I guess I've been feeling okay from everything else. I feel I think I'm just distracted because again, I'm doing this like part-time assistant job and again, I'm going with my best friend to the gym. So that's totally been fine. And yeah, it's been like like busy. So that's been good. But overall, like with the holidays coming up, I feel unfazed by it. I don't know if anyone feels like that, or I don't know. I feel very like I say I'm in the holiday spirit, but that's literally just me gaslighting myself that into thinking that I am in the holiday spirit, but I'm literally not. Like, I feel like I'm just passing through time. So, literally, also, and again, I feel like I forget what day I'm on, and I'm just like, oh, like today I thought it was Tuesday when it's Wednesday, and I was like, I've been procrastinating. My dad is home. Hello? Okay. Anyways. So yeah, I feel like um I thought that I would be more in the holiday spirit just because I'm out of school. And usually I feel like for the past 3, 4 years, I never really am in it because again, I'm stressing about exams and yeah, now I have like nothing on my mind. So I have like all this time to feel this spirit, but I literally don't feel it. So anyways, yeah, and then overall, I guess like I'm learning to accept that not everything is gonna be the same anymore. So I think as year, and I think that's me every year, like learning to just accept that. And so diving into overall this topic because this is how I've been feeling for like the past 2 weeks because the holidays are coming up. I thought I would feel it more. I'm going to be honest. I thought I would feel it more after Dia de los Muertos, but I didn't feel that. So I don't know. My family, my mom at least, she's not the type to decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving like other people do. Which honestly, like, girl, let Thanksgiving pass by first, don't you think? And then you can decorate for Christmas, like the day after Thanksgiving. That's just me though. Um, no judgment because I know my best friend, she already decorated. But um no, yeah, so it's kind of like for us, I don't feel the holiday spirit even at home because it's not decorated. I don't feel it. I do go out to places and see the decorations. Like I go shopping and then I see people like gift ideas and things like that, but I'm not in it. Like I just don't feel it. And so I guess it's kind of what like what I've been feeling overall and then yeah, just the nostalgia of like childhood holidays because I feel like although my family never really did anything big for like Christmas or Thanksgiving or New Year's, very much it was different back then, like when we were younger for Thanksgiving, we would either do Thanksgiving at my aunt's house or at my cousin's house or at my house. Like we would take turns every year and we would all be together. We were little kids, right? Like we would hang out, and we would do everything together. And then I don't know for others, like obviously if you guys do celebrate Christmas or whatnot, like obviously around that time there's also like posadas. And back then, well, we used to have a lot of those. And there was one time, I'm gonna be honest, my aunt, she volunteered me and my cousin to be La Virgen and what's the guy like Jesus' dad or who is he, bro? See, I'm not really religious, so I don't even remember. Like, I don't really care. The point being is, me and my cousin went right, and we were like dressed up as them for one of the posadas, and that's like a core memory I have because although I hated like having to dress up for that part, but it's like we would go to people's houses, all my cousins were there, my cousins cousins were there, and other family members that we would know would go there. My aunt hosted the posada for like a couple years, and it was like, oh, like back when everything was good, it was all like everything was fine, and we got to do all these little things, like these things together, and we would spend holidays together, we would spend New Year's together, and everything was just fine. Um, but yeah, and then everything I feel like within like a blink of an eye, I feel like everything just kind of changed, and maybe my parents see it differently because they went through other stuff that as kids we weren't involved in, but it's just all like it just feels very much different. And I feel like I started to think about this and started to really reflect about this a lot once I turned like 18 and 19. One, because that was literally when COVID happened. I feel like the most normal Christmas or holiday season that I had was the last one, I guess, was literally when I was like 17 or 18. I think that was literally the last like normal, kind of normal like holiday season I had. And after I turned like 18, 19, I feel like everything just changed. And so, yeah, like I used to be closer with certain family members or certain family, certain family members would get along at that time. And now I feel like everybody is kind of just separated. Like everybody has just done their own thing. Other family members don't get along with each other anymore. There's like drama. And so, in order to protect everyone's peace, everyone has been doing their own thing for the past couple of years. And it gets a little bit sad to reflect on because you're just like, oh, but also, I also try to put myself in, like, for example, my parents' shoes of like, again, like we as kids, maybe we didn't notice that something was going on within family members as well in past years in our childhood. And a lot of the times we maybe did traditional celebrations, like holiday celebrations with other family members because it was to do it for the sake of the kids. And now, as we're all grown up and we're all doing our own thing, everyone's off to college, everyone's working, everyone has different responsibilities, it's kind of like, okay, like it's okay to kind of separate from each other and, like, do another thing. And so, anyways, like before we were all getting along, I feel like everyone was, at least that is me from the perspective of like a child, right? Obviously, I never knew any of the behind the scenes of what happened really, of kind of how everything just went down. Like, I still even feel a bit confused of like, how did everything just go down? I feel like little by little, everyone just kind of started protecting their own peace and just doing their own thing, hanging out with other family members. I think I remember one time a couple years ago for Thanksgiving. It was like 2 years consecutively for Thanksgiving, I think. My great grandma had the opportunity to come to Los Angeles because my mom's uncle, her son, was able to kind of do her documents and things like that so she could like come. And so she visited us, and I remember those 2 years, like my mom was just ecstatic to visit her grandma, and she's my great grandma, and so I was like, whoa, let's go. So I do remember us celebrating Thanksgiving with them, and maybe even like Christmas or Christmas Eve. I don't really remember, I'm gonna be honest, but I do remember there were times where there were like a couple years where it's like we weren't with my immediate family. I was more so with like other family members that I had never really known of, but we were starting to get along with each other. And so slowly, for sure, I could tell that like things were changing, but I didn't really even feel it that then as well, up until like literally when COVID happened. Uh, but yeah, as I said, I feel like there has been like a shift. Like holidays just feel different as adults. Um, like I understand that. Well, I went to college, and it's like, okay, now we're all expecting for Melanie to come back. When is she coming back? And again, something like 4 or 5 years ago, I don't even really remember as well, happened to within my family. And that I feel like was the cause for a lot of like, not drama, or like, not necessarily drama, but I guess it just caused us for everyone to just kind of not be together anymore. And yeah, and sometimes it gets a little hard, and I don't know, like I reflect back on it and I feel so bad how everything just went down, but again, it wasn't my fault. It was nobody's fault really. Things just ended up happening a certain way that we couldn't control, and as kids, again, we couldn't really control anything, right? Like whatever. And so, yeah, like again, we've all grown up. We're also, everyone's working, doing their own thing. I was away for 4 years and I would come back for breaks. And my parents would probably plan out like winter trips if we could, if we couldn't, you know. And yeah, like I remember the year of COVID was kind of sad because I remember this so vividly because it was kind of sad. Like I remember the Christmas of COVID 2020, my mom was making Christmas dinner, like a decently nice, like a nice Christmas dinner. I think about it like Thanksgiving type. And my dad was working Christmas Eve and he wasn't coming out till 11 p.m. We were waiting to eat dinner with him, and it was literally just the four of us. And I felt like that was the most saddest Christmas ever because I couldn't see my Christmas. I couldn't see I couldn't see my cousins because it was COVID, everyone was quarantined, everyone was doing their own thing. Nobody wanted to get sick. And but it was just so sad. And then from then on, like it literally I felt like it stayed the same. Or or like if not, I remember the year afterwards in 2021, it was just me and my cousins. And it was kind of sad too because Christmas Eve was so quiet. I was like, why is it so quiet? There's like no one talking, there's no kids, there's no music. Like, damn, what happened? Like, and I was starting to grow up and feel like I want something fun. I want to be able to, like, I don't know. I would see other people have like these big, not big celebrations, but like big get-togethers with their families, music, cosas así. Like everyone got along with each other, but within mine, it was just very quiet, and it just felt very like I don't know, like too peaceful. But I know that behind the scenes, it wasn't peaceful. Like a lot of other stuff was going down. Um, and so yeah, obviously the family dynamics have changed, and it very much is kind of awkward. And even now, to this day, it still feels very awkward. And I'm just like, oh my god. And so yeah, you come to realize that after a lot of stuff that went down, or maybe you learn about stuff that happened in the past, you're like, damn, as a kid, nothing was really perfect, and that, I guess that was probably part of the case for me. And also, I think everyone was kind of outgrowing each other. Does that make sense? Like, just like what we outgrow friends, I think we outgrow family members. And that kind of happened. And again, this probably partly has to do with the fact that there was, revolving drama, or revolving like there was just a lot of stuff going on in the background, and it was just like, okay, some people couldn't get along, some people just, in general, family dynamics were just getting awkward, and in order for everyone to protect their peace, like everyone kind of outgrew one another, right? And I feel like even to this day, I still feel like I've outgrown family members, and partly because of the fact that we all just don't celebrate such holidays together anymore. And so, yeah. And so, yeah, like, I don't know. And so, ever since then, I feel like it's been challenging to kind of reconnect with the holidays because I feel it's a part of me, like, my inner child wants to go back to how it was, But again, like, people have left our lives for the better, and other people have been doing their own thing. Some people, certain family members left, they went back to their home country, and yeah, it's just hard. And sometimes it does get sad. It does get a bit like, ooh. And I feel like ever since then, I just don't look forward to the holidays. I do look forward to it because, again, I've taken on other stuff with my friends, but I just don't really look forward to it. I feel like I'm just like, another thing to do, another thing to do. And I feel like it's gotten tiring. But as I've grown and as I've gotten older, I've learned to accept that it's not going to be the same anymore, that we're all outgrowing one another, and that is totally okay. It's totally okay for it to not be the same. And it has taken me a long, long time for me to accept that one, not everyone is going to get along with each other. Not everyone's going to have everything or the same things in common, you know. And also, in order to protect the peace, it's better to just not hang out with everybody. It's better for everyone to do their own thing. And yeah, I've learned to accept that, and it's and I'm still learning to accept that every single year. And I feel like every single year I'm gonna keep trying to learn to accept it, because the way I see it is also like, and this could happen in any timeline of your life. It doesn't necessarily have to happen now in your 20s. It could happen literally in your 30s, when you're older, whatever. And it literally could, it doesn't even probably happen to me. It probably happens to other people. And it may happen to my parents, where there may get a time where me and my brother may not be celebrating with my family anymore, because we might have other partners in our life, or we have to celebrate with them, or we have to kind of split up holidays. And I get that. Obviously, I'm not thinking about that now because I'm still too young for that. But like, point being is, I know at some point it's going to happen, and at some point change is going to happen, and I am learning to accept that family dynamics are going to change, and it's going to evolve, and not everyone's going to be the same, and people are going to, take on new traditions, or bringing new people to the traditions, or us ourselves are going to be added to other traditions and family gatherings, right? And so I've learned to, and still learning to accept that. But sometimes it is a little bit challenging. I feel like sometimes you get into your own head, and you're just like, I wish it was like that before. I wish I went back to a little kid. But again, you don't know what, like, as a kid, I also didn't know what was going on, if anything bad was going on. Still to the day, I don't know. But sometimes, a lot of the times, it's okay. And yeah, so I've been feeling like that. But again, just trying to learn and accept it every single year, and that it's okay. I think just also partly what gets me sad is that, or a little bit just like moody. No, just sad is when I feel like I just don't feel the joy in it anymore. I don't feel the love in it anymore, because I'm like, I don't have certain people in my life anymore again. And this is something I want to talk about in another podcast episode, of me feeling like, of why I'm so independent as well, and why I feel like I don't depend on a lot of like older family members, as even to have them as like these people I look up to, because I feel like in my life, I hope to talk about this in probably the next episode, in my life, that they just have kind of like left me. And I know probably other people in my family, or people that I know, have probably felt the same. So that's why I feel like I get a bit like sad during the holidays, because I feel like, oh my God, I don't have these people anymore with me. Or certain people change, and you're just like, oh, they're not who they said they were, or they're not who they portrayed to be. And yeah. But anyways, back on topic of like accepting all of this. I have learned to accept it. And I know that every year I'm literally going to feel the same nostalgia all the time. And I know that probably this year, probably next year, I'm going to miss this Christmas, or 5 years from now, I'm going to miss this Christmas, things like that. And yeah, also, I think for someone that feels like this, or feels like maybe their family dynamic has changed so much, and you're just like, damn, what happened? It's okay. It's totally okay to feel this nostalgia, and it's totally okay to miss it a little bit. Um, but again, it's also very much okay to accept that we've all outgrown each other, and change is for the better. And I have very much, I think, within my family, and whenever I talk to my mom a lot, I think we have, me and my mom have learned to accept that it's okay to outgrow people, and it's okay to like protect our peace. And if we don't, and I think now, specifically this year, I've learned to just accept that certain people, I just don't want to hang out with them, because they're not my people anymore, or I'm just certain things I'm like, I don't have to do every single family tradition with that person, or I don't have to do every single thing with that person because that's how it's always meant to be. It's okay. And so also with that, I've come to terms and accepted that it's okay to not have to do everything with my cousins like how we used to. I understand that they have their own lives and their parents have their own lives, and yeah, again, everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's on their own, you know, everyone's doing their own thing. So I can't really just be like, hey, stop this because we have to do it because we always do this year. We always do this little thing. We have to get together. No, like, if it's not possible, it's not possible, and that's totally okay. And you can always, always, always take on new traditions, and you can try something new this year or next year and things like that. And so the way I feel like I cope with it a lot of the times is very much, well, now I look forward to, instead of looking forward to like family traditions or things like that, I look forward to also things like Friendsgiving and doing Secret Santa with my friends. Um, because with at least for me, in my personal experience with my friends, they are very much like my family now. And so, taking on new traditions like doing a Friendsgiving or doing a little potluck or doing Secret Santa or whatever the case may be, feels like very much a tradition of my own that I hope to keep, and take on in the next year and the next years that may come as well. And so yeah, if there's something that I would suggest would be like try to take on new traditions, doing stuff with your friends. D- Not everything your family can literally be your friends as well. You could choose like who you want to hang out with during the holidays. Not everything has to be with people you don't feel like are not, you know, how do I say, like people who are not really just giving you peace and things like that. So I would say very much like try to take on things like that. And also, I would very much say that it's okay to do things alone and you don't have to do everything with your family or with your siblings, or you don't have to do everything with your friends, things like that. I've learned to very much accept that it's also okay to do, if I feel in the spirit and I want to go do things by myself, might as well. And that's not weird. It's not weird to do things by yourself. I hate the idea of like people telling you that it's weird to go do things by yourself or that you can't do things by yourself or things like that. I know my friends might have told me like sometimes that, oh, they can't do things by themselves because they get anxiety, or because they're always out with their sibling or their friend or whatever, and so they can't do things by themselves. But for me, I think growing up, I've learned to just like accept that I can do things by myself and that's totally okay. And it's not weird. It's not weird. For example, if you want to go to the pumpkin patch, which already passed, but if you wanted to go by yourself and do that the next year. If you feel like no one is down to go with you to the pumpkin patch, go by yourself. Go take some cute pictures of a pumpkin, or go choose a pumpkin to carve out, or go ask someone to take pictures of you while you're at the pumpkin patch, things like that. If you want to go Christmas shopping, you don't have to go Christmas shopping with someone. You can do that by yourself. If you want to go to a place that has all the holiday whatever, go see that. Go watch a Christmas movie by yourself. Not everything has to be done with someone. It can also be done by yourself. And so I have very much added that into my life a lot, where it's like if I want to do something, if I feel like trying, I don't know, a seasonal drink, I'm not gonna go and wait to ask a friend. Like I'm gonna go do that by myself because I want to. Things like that. And it's very much like I've very much normalized that it's okay to do things by yourself. Um, because again, like this whole nostalgia thing, again, not everyone's going to be in your life forever, and it's totally okay to do things by yourself. It's okay for at the end of the day to only end up being just you and your parents. It's totally okay. It's not a bad thing. Do things that are fun. Add new little things into your family traditions. I don't know, do a little potluck, add new friends. It's totally okay for it not to be the same anymore. And I know it is sad. It is a bit depressing to think about, but like it's totally okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, do things by yourself if you feel like doing it. Very much I do that. I don't care anymore. I mean, when I started going out by myself, even taking myself out to eat or going to the gym by myself, I would do things like all these things that sometimes people feel like they need a person to do it. Go and do it by yourself and for yourself. Like if that's going to make you happy, if that's going to make you happier, go and do it. And so this is kind of me giving you a bit of tough love of like the anxiety is always going to be there. Don't let that stop you, girl. Like go and do it. you know, I'm always going to be scared to go out by myself. I get it. I'm a woman, just like maybe any other person. Maybe even a guy feels scared of going out by themselves as well. But like, don't let that stop you. Like, and so, anyways, I try not to let that stop me from doing things like that. I remember one year I was in Davis and I wanted to carve pumpkins. I went and bought a pumpkin and carved it out by myself. Did I have fun? Yes, by myself. Was it a little boring? Probably, but like, I'm not gonna wait for someone to like ask me to go, and then I'm also not gonna wait for a friend to not be busy and go with me, or like, things like that. So go and do stuff for yourself if you want to do it, and push yourself to do it. It's okay. The anxiety is always gonna be there, so like, literally, just go, like, come on. Um, but yeah, that's just me like telling you to go do stuff. If you want to do stuff, like don't let that stop me. Like don't let that stop you. Come on. It's also okay to always try out new things. Like damn, like I know for example, I know there's things that my friends are not going to like to do that I very much love to do. That's not going to stop me just because they don't want to go. I'm just going to go. Like, and it's not weird to do things by yourself. I hate that. I hate when people make you feel weird about doing things by yourself, like you're the weirdo for calling me a weirdo. But anyways, oh, also that I don't like the word weird. Like something happened a couple weeks ago. This is so funny. Like this is really off topic now. But like something happened a couple weeks ago and people called each other weird and I don't like and now I just associate the word like I just feel like the word weird is like a bad word. It's specific. I think specifically in the case when you're like using it to call someone weird. I don't like that. If like something is weird, let's say, like, oh, this water bottle is weird. Okay, I don't mind that, right? But if you call someone else weird, I feel like it's a bad word. Like, why are you calling someone that? Like, no. I don't like that. I don't know. That's just me though. And then I think also that's just me because of the fact that like a lot of growing up, people would be like, "Oh, you're so quiet, you're so weird." Damn. Whatever. And even now, certain people, yeah, you don't talk too much. Oh my god, why am I always doing the talking? Okay, you know what? Okay, whatever. Okay, let me not get into it. But anyways, point being, um, that's when I want to use the word weird. Like you're weird. But anyways, no, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, anyways, again, the holidays always feel very nostalgic. You're always gonna feel like you want to go back to how everything was. But again, life is taking us through this journey and we have to pass through all these changes within our family, within ourselves. And it's totally okay for you to be a little bit sad and upset that not everything's back to how it was. But maybe it's for the better. And soon in the future, sooner or later, maybe one day when you have your own family, and I know that maybe one day when I have my own family, I'll have my own traditions and I'll have, you know, kids. Ugh, I can't even think of myself like having kids. But point being is like if I ever have kids, if like, I'll be having my own family traditions and it'll be the same thing. And if I have a partner, if like things like that, things will change, and change is always going to be good, and it's okay. And change is good also if you're protecting your peace. So it's totally okay. I know I sometimes miss things from when I was a kid, but again, what can we do? Right? We're all growing, changing, and evolving. So that's kind of what I wanted to get at, really. The holidays are not really feeling the same. I feel unfazed about it, but what can I do? Hopefully after Thanksgiving, maybe I feel some type of holiday spirit, but if not, that's totally okay because honestly, I just want to get this year over with already. um, but yeah, and again, go do things, take on new traditions, do things with your friends if you feel like you're not doing stuff with your family, and go do things by yourself. It's totally okay to go try out a seasonal drink by yourself. If you want to go somewhere where there's like, I don't know, like holiday stuff, go. It's totally okay. If you want to go watch a holiday movie, go. Like, do that with your friends or do it by yourself. It's totally okay. No one's gonna look at you like you're a weirdo. And if they do, they're the weird ones. But yeah, so really just do that, take on, and in the end, it's gonna take time, but you will learn to accept that change is okay and change is good, and you know, we're all changing, so that's totally okay. And so that's all I wanted to say. All I really had much to talk about today because I know that we're all getting into the holiday spirit or the holidays are approaching. You might celebrate Thanksgiving or not, or you might celebrate Christmas or not, or in general, apart from the holidays, you probably just feel nostalgia overall of certain things that you used to do with your family that you don't do anymore. Um, but yeah, so that's really all I have to say for today. I really hope that, yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Uh, like, I feel like I had something really planned to say in the end, but I don't remember. So, but anyways, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. If you don't, I guess I hope you have a great Thursday next week. But I get like overall, I'm very thankful for all of you guys that have been supporting me on this podcast journey. It's been overwhelming, but also not easy, but easy. um, and yeah, thank you so much. I will not be posting next week for Thanksgiving, obviously, because it is a holiday and the days prior to the holiday, I will be really, really busy. But I will hopefully come out with a little video or something on Thanksgiving Day that I'll have put up if you want to go see that. And yeah, stuff yourself with some good food. I don't necessarily like turkey, but the rest I will eat. So I hope you eat some good food, and I hope you have a lovely time with whomever you may spend it with. And yeah, I'm very grateful for all of you guys, and thank you guys for listening so far. I really appreciate all the love, and sometimes it is a bit overwhelming, and yeah, it hasn't been that easy, but again, we've made it this far, so I'm really proud of myself because usually I would be the one to already give up. But yeah, so again, I'm very proud of myself that I've so far kept it up. It's not perfect. We're learning, we're still learning. Again, every week feels different. So, but yeah, anyways, happy holidays. And yeah, again, it's everything's gonna be okay. But yeah, that was this episode for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for all the love and support. And yeah, this will be posted on Spotify and YouTube, so you can go listen to either platform wherever you may like. And yeah, that was Quarter Life Problems with Mel. Thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. And I hope your day was better than mine. So, bye.